good? We're on.
How's it going?
Episode 2. We're here.
We're live.
It's 9:30 Pacific time. Riverside, California. What's going on?
How's it going, everybody? So, we improved on our setup since the last show.
Yeah, we got a new camera, got a new mic. Trying to look semi-professional, even though
it should sound better now.
Hopefully.
On YouTube, it won't be all tinny because the camera we had was kind of a joke.
Yeah,
but it wasn't made for actually recording people.
No, it was the first run.
So
we were just trying to get the rough draft out, and it's kind of trashy, but sometimes that's the best one.
It was all right.
Yeah. So
we hope all you guys enjoyed it out there in whatever land you're from.
Yeah, and hopefully you didn't like it, and that kind of means you like it.
So what did you think about? Did you hear about the general in the U.S. military that got caught for cheating on his wife and lost his job?
I kind of heard about it. It was
pretty funny, huh?
Atreus.
Yeah. He should have used our website. He wouldn't have got caught.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't even know the background on that.
It was just some girl who thought she was better than everybody and tried to get in somewhere she shouldn't have been, and basically cost all these dudes their jobs.
Did she rat him out, or?
No, she called up another girl who was sending emails to him, who ratted her out, who went to the FBI, and all of a sudden there's like 3 military dudes that are all going to lose their jobs, and yeah, all because they cheated on each other.
Wasn't that, there was a similar situation, remember in Colombia earlier this year? I think it was security for Obama. They were out there.
The Secret Service.
The Secret Service. They were having sex with the hookers in Colombia, and they didn't pay them.
Yeah,
and they almost caused a national incident.
And you know what their excuse was? Well, we had nothing else to do. We're stuck here for weeks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They had a free will just to cheat, do what they wanted on the American U.S. taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting pussy, and that almost caused a national incident over there.
Yeah, no, it was a national incident.
Yeah,
a lot of dudes lost their jobs over there.
Well, they lost their jobs.
Rightfully so, right?
But I mean, that was a big deal.
Do you feel you should lose? Do you feel that cheating and infidelity should cost you your job?
No.
Do you think it has anything to do?
No.
What if you're like a top security?
No.
It shouldn't have.
I think if you're doing it under your watch, I think then it's a little different. Because you're mixing business and pleasure.
Okay, well, it didn't cost the president his job.
No, it hasn't cost any of them their jobs.
Yeah, the main guy, the head of the top U.S. general lost his job.
Yeah.
He had to resign because I guess it's part of the military code that if you're caught cheating.
If you're caught.
Well, he was caught. He resigned, but.
Yeah, well, that's the key word. It's not if you cheat, because everyone cheats. It's if you're caught.
Yeah.
That's when you pay, and it gets worse when you try to deny it.
Yeah, so if you cheat, don't get caught. And if you do, admit it.
Yeah, be smooth about it. Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, it's like when Kobe got caught cheating, it wasn't that the girl was a hoe.
She was a hoe.
She was a hoe. She was a hoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
H-O-E.
Yes.
Hoe. H-O, however you spell it. She was a hoe.
Yeah.
But it's because he was married, and they said she brought up the fact that he raped her, which was false.
Yeah, it was false. Even though people still, Kobe haters still bring it up.
Yeah, but if he was married, that's between him and his wife. It's not between us as fans or.
It's none of our business.
No,
really.
It's no one's business. It's them. That's their marriage. They have the kids. That's their business.
Yeah.
But what happens is if you're in a position of power or status, then you get put in the limelight, and then everyone makes your business their business.
When you're a public figure, you go in it knowing that your business is everybody's business, though.
Yeah.
So you should be a little smarter, have a little bit more common sense to keep it in your pants.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's human nature that,
These people aren't the first people to ever cheat.
Yeah.
And they're not, it's natural.
Well,
it happens.
Yeah, you look at people who either work abroad or they're away from home for periods at a time. They typically will cheat because when you're away from your significant other, your wife, whatever, you're gone and you're still a guy, or for a woman, you're still a woman.
Yeah.
You still have your needs and your urges.
You're a human being, and I think that's, that's a big deal to me. A lot of people try to front like they don't have those urges. I'm like, you're a liar. You're a fucking liar.
Everybody has those urges.
Yeah, everyone has them. They're natural. We're human beings.
Yeah.
We procreate, we reproduce.
That's the whole point, right?
We all have parts that are meant for pleasure
Mm-hmm.
and for reproduction. It's a reality. So stop acting like that's not how it is.
Because that's
my
exactly how
biggest
it is.
complaint.
No, that's exactly how it
Yeah.
is. I mean, everybody's born to. I don't care if you're standing right next to your woman holding her hand. If you see a hot chick walk by, you're going to turn and you're going to look. You might want to do it discreetly, but you're going to look.
You can do it.
But then that brings up jealousy with women.
Well, yeah, it depends on the situation. It depends how secure your woman is. Because some women will point it out before you do. And I think it's
better that
I think
way.
it's they appreciate it and they're secure, and then they want you to see it because they know you're like, oh, I want to look, but I'm with her.
Yeah.
And out of respect, you don't look.
But see, do you think it's disrespectful to look? Because if she saw another guy and she looked, would you be offended?
No, I don't think it's disrespectful to look. Yeah, exactly.
If
she saw an attractive man, I'd be like,
look,
hey, that's your thing.
When you're in a relationship with someone, there should be enough trust.
Yeah.
That you don't get uncomfortable that your girl sees another guy and is like, oh wow, he's really attractive.
No, not at all.
I mean you should have that trust in that relationship structure where you can do that.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. Well, most relationships though, not most. I don't know.
Because most people are insecure. Let's be real.
Yeah, most people are insecure.
It's weird though, because once they get into a relationship, it's like all their insecurities just flourish.
Oh, it gets worse, right?
Yeah.
It's like once there's a little hint of insecurity, it's a Pandora's box. It's a floodgate.
It's everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. It's weight. It's appearance. It's cheating.
It's what you do with your free time as a guy. If you don't act right.
Everything. It's like, yo, calm down, chill out, and let's enjoy this.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be enjoyed.
Well, I know in my past relationships, some of them I'd get home from work and I'd want to go just turn on the TV for a half hour and sit on my ass. Like Al Bundy used to do.
Yeah.
And I'd get accused of just being a jerk or what are you doing? Why aren't you doing that?
Even though you just came home.
I was like, yeah, I just came home from work. I was outside working for 8 hours, I busted my ass, I'm the one that pays for everything,
Yeah.
And I get home and you're going to give me a hard time because I'm going to sit for 30 minutes because you're pissed off because you can't do it, I guess.
And how many people were you paying for in that situation?
I was paying for 3, me and my ex and her child.
And was that your child? Or was
No,
that
absolutely not. Someone else's who couldn't pay for him.
Exactly. So,
which is not noble to do. Any guy out there who dates, I don't want to sound like a jerk or whatever, but if you're dating a chick and she has a kid, you might feel like it's a noble thing to take care of that kid, but in reality, it's never going to be your kid. Mm-hmm. You're never going to have any more rights to him than you would. It's never going to be the same as if it was your own kid.
Yeah.
So just know that going in that you're not dad.
Yeah.
You can still treat him great, be a great stepdad or whatever, and have a great relationship, but just understand that you're never going to be dad.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, it makes it a little better.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
I've seen that. I've dated someone with a kid, and that person actually, the thing that was really bad was that her son's dad was still in his life, and he didn't pay for shit.
Yeah. So.
And her ex, whatever you want to call him at the time, that guy was picking up the bill for the woman and the child.
Yeah.
And so he was picking up the bill for that. He was paying for everything. And she was spending her money on fancy car, designer clothes that were overpriced. I mean,
yeah,
it's ridiculous once you get to the root of it.
Yeah, it's real bad. Now, I don't want to sound bad, but I mean,
no,
there are women out there.
Reality.
There are women out there that have kids that hopefully their ex is their dad is part of their life. That makes it better.
Different. But part of doing that thing is being financially responsible
Exactly.
for what you did, because your kids did not ask to be in this world.
Exactly.
You brought them in. So if you brought them in, then you have a responsibility and you have to be accountable.
Exactly.
And if you're not, that's on you. That's not on anyone else.
Now, see, I've learned that for a long time I was like, oh, I won't date somebody with a kid. I would date someone with a kid because now I've been in that situation and I now have that experience where it's like, okay, I'm not the dad. I'm not gonna play the dad.
Yeah.
Role. I'm gonna be.
You understand
You
your
can
role.
be someone's boyfriend or husband.
Yeah.
And not be his dad, but you can still be a role model for him.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
there's separation where before I
Exactly.
thought it was just a straight line and.
But the woman has to understand that.
Yeah.
She has to understand you're getting in this for her, and her child or her children are just added bonuses.
Yeah, like see, I've learned that because when I got in it before, it was completely different.
Yeah.
Now,
But how old were you when you got in?
I was, oh shit, 21, 22.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. Now
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be more than willing to date somebody that had a kid if they were responsible and
If they knew where you fit in to their life.
exactly,
And you understand where you fit into their life.
exactly.
It's simple as that. But once you get into that, the person understands it or they don't.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, the more relationships people are in that have kids, the better off it works out.
I throw in my 2 cents.
Come on in.
It's usually,
Have a seat.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
Having,
You might
a
want to
woman
be
with-
heard on the mic.
yeah, having a woman with
Yeah, you
a
might
child.
want
You're gonna have to
Get
sit
over.
so you can hear this.
The mic's over here.
But no, having a woman with kids is not a problem. It's just the idea is that.
This is
That,
my dad, by the way.
Yeah. This is Jose.
Hello, everybody. The idea is that you're going to meet someone, whoever they are, whether they have a child or not, that you really accept and they accept you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the problem with relationships where one accepts the other person all the way and the other one has conditions.
Well, see, my ex was jealous with my relationship with her son,
Yeah.
which became a huge issue. because
Especially
I
as
was
a
the
man,
parent.
Exactly. As a man with her boy, that's a bond. I mean, you can't duplicate that. I don't think with a woman. I don't think you can duplicate a man with a son
Right.
or with a young boy.
Yeah.
That's
But
we're teaching young boys how to be men.
How to be men.
Yes.
We are.
That's the job of a dad or
Yeah,
of
or a
any
role
guy.
model. If you're
Your
around
obligation.
young children, I mean, you're an example, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not.
Yeah, and that's real important. It's real important that parents, any parent, accept their role and really realize that they are the role model.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
other adults, it's
Nope.
not the teachers, it's not somebody else,
Mm-mm.
it's the parent. And if you're a parent, that's not only your role and your duty, it's your obligation, and
Yeah.
you should want to be the role model
Oh,
for
yeah.
your child.
Yeah, you absolutely 100% should.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then that child is going to have a really hard future. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
are you. Instead
Yeah,
of being
oh,
exactly.
happy and proud
You're-
when they become adults, you'll be ashamed of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it does reflect on the fact that you didn't really do your job.
Yeah.
And it's important to not sidestep that. To go ahead and say, okay, this is my job. I have this
Yeah.
child, and whether you're with the mother or not really doesn't matter. It's important that you really appreciate that child, love that child, take care
Oh
of
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
and do what's right. Do the
Yeah.
right thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because when a woman gets jealous over the relationship you have with their child, and they make it hard, it sucks for the kid.
It's difficult
It's-
because if you're in that position and you're invested in the relationship, sometimes you're more invested in the child than you are the woman. That is the reality.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder when things go sour with the person you're with, because you've already invested in the child.
Right.
They got your heart. You're with them, but you can't be with them because
You just hope the influence you made in those years
yeah,
somehow makes a difference down the road.
exactly.
And normally it will, as long as You're consistent with it.
Yeah.
Consistent
Well,
with
that's what we're saying, but you can't be consistent with it because your relationship with the mother has already,
Because
there's already a crack.
it. Right.
my experience with that is she wasn't the best parent. So like we had our relationship.
I think you
And
need
then-
to elaborate on what she wasn't the best parent meant.
She'd rather get high than spend time with her kid. She would rather go off and work and get home late. And
So you were there to actually provide attention
yeah, I would get home.
while the mother
I would get home from
was
work.
doing drugs or
Yeah.
off on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, she would drop them off in the morning at daycare. I would go pick them up. We'd go to lunch because I luckily worked 5 minutes from where I lived.
Uh,
And then I'd pick him up at 3 o'clock, and then it'd be me and him until she got home at 8 o'clock at night.
yeah.
So we would have all this time to just watch TV.
Yeah.
We'd go
To
ride
bond.
bikes, go to the park.
Yeah.
We'd take the dog and we'd go to the park and we'd go hang out and have fun. I mean, I started raising him when he was 8 years old, and then 8 months old, and then when he was 3, 4 years old,
Uh-huh.
it was just normal. And she didn't want a part of it, or she would rather go sit in the garage and smoke a joint.
Yeah.
Which to each their own, but it doesn't need to be around kids. That's
Yeah.
something I'm a big.
Yeah.
At some point you have to grow up when you have kids, and you have
Yeah.
to be a responsible parent.
Yeah.
You have to keep that
Yeah.
that separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just she would freak out, and I noticed like she would freak out over the smallest little thing. I mean, kids are kids.
Mhm.
No kid's perfect. Kids cause trouble. They don't listen. That's just nature of kids.
Yeah.
And she would completely flip out on the stupidest things, and I used to get in arguments with her over it. Like, why are you yelling at him?
Yeah.
He's just a kid.
And you weren't
Right.
yelling over her attacks over you. You were
Yeah.
upset that she was attacking your own child.
Exactly. He would spill a glass of milk on the
Yeah.
carpet,
Yeah.
and she would lose it. And it's like, he's 3 years old.
Yeah.
Give him a cup with a lid on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my experience, and that's just moving forward. If I like that closed me off from dating women with kids
Yeah.
for a long time.
I think that's natural, especially in the 20s.
Yeah.
But as you
As
get
I've gotten older.
as you, not just you, as me too. I mean, that's what I say right now. But to later on, I know how much I love kids, and
Yeah.
I know how it is.
Yeah,
I
but-
understand how things are right now, and I do love kids and I do love women. So I mean, that's just part of it.
And the older you get, the more likely it is that a
Yeah.
woman has kids.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
has kids, and just because she has kids doesn't mean that's a deterrent from being with that.
It shouldn't be, because it still matters how she is.
Yeah,
That just lets you know if she's a good parent to her
if
kids.
she's
and
a
her
good
kid-
parent and she takes care of her kids and she's striving to make sure that they have a good life, then
that just shows she's a good person.
Yeah,
that's
that means
that's a
she's-
benefit.
she's taking care of her responsibilities and she's being accountable for her actions. And
Yeah, absolutely.
if she's doing that with her children and she loves her children, then she's more likely to do that with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Or it could become a positive.
yeah, no, there's nothing negative about it, not at all.
See,
Not
I
at all.
don't think so either.
No,
Which
no.
For a while,
This is just based on our experience.
yeah,
This is
my
not-
experiences were not the best
No,
experiences.
no.
So don't take it personally,
and
anybody that sees
that's
this.
based on the people that we were involved with. It's not. That's the rule. That's just the experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, doing it at such a young age, as I get older,
That too. That too.
that I now know what to expect
Yeah.
going into it, and I don't
Exactly.
look at it as a negative. But when I go meet somebody at the bar or wherever I meet them through friends, and I see how they act and how they talk about their kids, it's like,
Yeah, that too.
your
You
kid's not
hear
the
it.
center of your universe, you're probably a bad parent.
Yeah, you hear that
Yeah.
too, where people will talk about having children, and it does not sound fun. They make it sound awful.
Yeah. And
They make it sound awful.
That's more
I
of a
didn't do
reflection
that.
of them.
They made it sound bad.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
Because I personally love kids. I love being around
Yeah,
kids.
me
I mean,
too. I
that
love
just makes
kids.
it better. Because when you're dating somebody or you're living together and it's just you two, there's a lot of times
It
where
gets-
you're like, eh, this
and
is
you need a
boring.
break, and maybe I need to take so and so out to a game or
Yeah.
a recital or something like that. Maybe that's
Yep.
a good time away from you.
Yeah.
And you can do your own thing by yourself and have your own time.
It can make the relationship stronger.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
Exactly.
make
But
your
you
own
don't
time.
realize
Yeah.
that till you get older.
Which, yeah,
So you should.
it took me a good, 3-4 years to finally, because I was, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to
Yeah.
date a girl with kids, and it's like, yeah, I think that'd be cool, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
eventually you grow up and, time heals all wounds,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It was very bitter in my situation. But
Yeah, you need some time to yourself to really understand what happened and get a better perspective on your future.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It does.
Absolutely. It absolutely does. That's like one of my good friends. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say his name, but when he was 20 years old, he was the most anti-relationship, anti-kids person you could ever meet.
Exactly.
And as he got older, he would loosen it up and say, "Oh, I'll never get married," trying to defend himself. And as he gets older, now he's to the age where like, shit, I better get married now. I'm gonna get too old, or he's like,
Too late.
time caught up to him. He's like, wow, I'm mid-30s now, and I need to have kids.
I think
I
that's
need to get
common.
married. Yeah,
That's common.
Yeah.
but most people, that's how I've been. I don't want to get in a relationship and get married right now.
No, but not right now. But later.
But moving
on.
forward, I'm gonna get there where I'm gonna want kids and be in
Yeah.
a relationship.
When the time is right.
Absolutely.
When the time is right, you'll know
And
it.
who knows when the time's right? But exactly, you will know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that. They
Yeah.
don't want that right now, but maybe down the line.
I'm not closing the door to kids or
No,
marriage.
no, it's just it's too hard to find good people nowadays to say I won't do this or I won't do that, because the truth is once you find someone you actually like, they might be completely opposite of what you thought you liked.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Because what you liked, you've done it, and you're like, wow, that doesn't work.
Well,
out.
if it's what you like, it's kind of boring because it's like, well, you can't be the same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
nobody
don't-
wants to date themselves.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Got to be somebody that's different.
yeah,
absolutely.
keyways.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it happens, and I don't know. It's a strange experience.
It's
fun though. It makes you feel alive. And,
Oh, it is. That's like that new relationship. Like before, like when you get a car and the smell hasn't worn off, and it
Yeah.
still has that new car smell, and you just want to go drive and drive and drive, and you're like, it's fun.
yeah.
It's like a relationship. When you get in a new relationship, it's fun.
Yeah.
Eventually the smell wears off and the miles add up.
Yeah.
And it's you see that people have a car they've had for 10 years and it looks brand new. It's
Yeah.
because they care and they still love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
It's the same way as a
Exactly.
relationship.
Yeah.
If you take care of your relationship and you don't let it just, add the
Wow.
maintenance add up or however
Yeah.
you say it could stay fun and
Yeah.
entertaining.
But it has to be a mutual thing, and
Yeah. It takes
too
two.
often it's one-sided,
It is.
and that's why they don't work.
And the person that tries too hard is the one that gets burned in the
yeah,
end.
exactly. But I mean, you cut your losses. You throw in the towel. You're like, well,
Exactly.
that's what it is. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm just gonna move on, and you
A lot-
have fun with your life, and
a
I'll
lot-
have fun with mine.
A lot of people have a hard time though cutting their losses and moving on.
Yeah.
That's why people stay in relationships.
Yeah.
I think the root of that is just change.
I had a conversation with my sister. Two of her friends have I think one has 3 kids, one has I don't know 3, 4, or 5 kids, and they're both in relationships with men that they can't stand. And my sister's like, "Why are you with these guys?" And they're like, "Well, because of the kids." But it's like you can't stand your husband. Why are you settling? And just because you have kids with them doesn't make it better for the kids to stay in that relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to move on, and I mean it's hard though.
Yeah.
I personally don't have kids, so I wouldn't know the situation. But when you,
Yeah. For some people, it's hard being alone. And
Oh yeah.
well, yeah,
With kids, and so you have to see it
Yeah.
kind of through their eyes.
I think part of that too is that they've never really been alone, so they don't know themselves, so they can't
yeah,
they can't imagine being by themselves for a day.
they should try
Just, driving, going to work, eating by themselves or themselves, listening to music on the ride home, going home to an empty house and just being completely alone. They can't do that, and
That's scary.
for some people
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
scary when you're
they
doing that.
literally
It was
told me
different for me.
that it scares them to do that, and I'm like, really? That's how bad it is. That's why you're doing everything you're doing, because you're scared of yourself.
yeah.
That is the scariest thing you could do as a human being.
Scared
Is
to
be
be
scared
alone.
of yourself.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that
awful.
that was one of the biggest things, like eye openers for me, is when I got separated.
Uh-huh.
I did exactly that. I'd go to work, I'd come home,
Yeah.
I'd get food, I'd make
Chill
food, and
out.
I'd be in my house by myself with my
Chill
own
out.
thoughts. And
You
I was
just
like,
chill out.
it's kind of cozy. I
Or
could do
you'd
this.
be crazy.
Yeah,
It's
well,
what, you chill and you love yourself, or you hate yourself and you're gonna go crazy.
you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. If you love yourself, it's all right to be alone.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't, then you're looking for someone else
Then you-
to
fill the void.
justify you,
Yeah.
your existence.
Or you just
Yeah.
sit and
Why
argue,
you're here.
argue with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could happen too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good learning experience. Everybody
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah. No, it definitely, it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's been good being just a surprise guest here
Yeah,
on the
thanks.
show.
Hell
And,
yeah.
I know this site's going to work out well, so
That's our goal.
yeah, keep doing what you're doing, and I know people will pick it up.
Uh-huh.
They will pick it up, and they will go forward, and this will help a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
That's our goal.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
We're trying to share our experiences, and hopefully maybe somebody will listen and
Yeah.
learn a little something from us.
I think that's a great.
Or I
thing.
think we're idiots, one or the other.
Or both.
Well, either way,
It'll be both.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, you're having fun, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, gentlemen.
All right. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, back to the dating scene, dating children. What about divorce?
I don't know.
What about after the divorce? I mean, how does that work?
After the divorce, it's a title is all it is. I have a divorce, and for the longest time I would not say I had been divorced. Like it annoyed the shit out of me. But now I look at it, it's like, yeah, I got married on divorce. Like,
yeah,
it's the same thing. You learn to get over it. You learn that like divorce isn't the best thing in the world. But for me, it was a learning experience. It was a growing up. Like without that, I would never have grown up.
Mhm.
I would still be that dude who just was a moron.
I
I mean, that's why I got in that kind of relationship to begin with.
Well, you were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, which
I don't think it's being moronic. It's just you're trying to do the right thing, and I don't see it that way. I used to see divorces as being a strike.
see that
Against
that's
a woman. I'm
exactly.
like, I want someone who's never been married, and then I was like, well, maybe being divorced is better because you've gotten it out of your system. If I don't want to get married,
Okay, that
but you've been married, so you understand what it takes to be with someone. So there's two ways of looking, or there's more than two ways, but
Yeah.
that's just kind of how I see it.
I see it as a positive. I'm like, yeah, I wish I never got married. And I wish I didn't do all of it. I mean, there's other reasons why I got married that were different than just getting married. Like between me and her.
what?
Like raising her son. I got
Yeah.
married for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried to be the cool, like not the cool guy, but I tried to be that influence and that good guy. And then I spent all the money on the wedding that I didn't even want to do. But at the time, I grew up thinking, oh, you meet somebody and you get married, and it's like, no, you don't. But
Yeah.
it was a positive experience,
Yeah, it's different once you have those big experiences as you're maturing. Then you start to see things differently.
Absolutely. The world is not what you thought it was growing up.
But you need those to actually know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what that means. It's life experience. It's not
Exactly.
just, oh, I had a bad relationship or got divorced. It's life experience. I mean, that's what it's all about.
You can live for 100 years and not experience
Not know
life.
shit.
You can live for 20 years and experience more life than you ever imagined.
Yeah.
You think of these people that join the military, like think of the life they're, some crazy life experiences.
Yeah.
And that's totally off topic, but
No, I know.
It's-
well, we've all known people that
yeah.
have been in the military.
It's a whole different
Yeah.
world, and it's like that in any situation. And when it comes to dating, the more you date, the more people you get to know. And I know when you're younger, it's looked at like a bad thing, but the more women you've dated is a positive because now you know more like different personalities, but you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And the same for a girl,
Yeah.
because girls when
Well, I don't think women date like that, though.
no women they have to
Women-
because
women date-
who
women
the guys
date-
date.
Women date for a potential boyfriend.
Yes.
Men date to have sex.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Whether
true.
it's in a relationship or whether it's just a friend or
Yeah,
Like,
guys want to have sex.
a one night stand, that's what we date for. It's just the reality is
Okay.
how long is that gonna last?
Yeah, but at some point in some relationships, it's not about you want the experienced
No.
person to go with sex.
It's not all about
But you're not
sex. But the sex is supposed to be a part of it.
Because if you're a guy and you're dating a chick and you're hanging out, you're not going to go a month or two without having sex together. It's just, well, I guess I'm speaking for myself here.
It depends on the situation.
Unless you are really happy with that person.
Yeah.
And they are awesome.
It depends, man. Because if you love someone, you do some crazy shit.
Yeah, but it takes longer than 2 months to love somebody.
Well, no, I'm not saying 2 months. I'm like saying if you've been with them and you're in a drought and that's your girlfriend, then sometimes you're like, oh fuck,
yeah, droughts are no good.
I gotta make a decision. Droughts don't work for men.
But
I mean, women can stand them longer than men.
Yeah, but if you're in a relationship and it's a young relationship and you're in a sexual drought,
yeah,
end the relationship because it's never gonna get better.
But it's one of those life experience mistakes that you make at a young age. You don't know. You don't understand it. As you get older, you understand what you'll tolerate and what you won't.
Yeah.
And sex is a huge thing.
Oh, that's a major
relationship.
Thing. That's a major thing.
It gets put on the back burner, but it's a real thing.
You know what? A lot of people say that relationships aren't about sex. It's about whatever. If sex is not good, the relationship will never last, and you'll never be happy. Sex is one of the major things when it comes to relationships.
If the sex is bad, if the hygiene, more important,
hygiene
is number one.
Yeah.
I don't even want to touch on that topic, but
yeah, I don't either.
There's a lot of people out there who they can't get into a relationship. It's probably because they don't take a shower, or they don't wash correctly, and that's true, 100%. But yeah, sex is a part of a relationship.
Sex is one of the major.
It can help you out in a good way, and it can be a deterrent for a potential relationship. That's how important it is, because that's your scent. That's how you smell. I mean, that's your chemistry right there.
Well, a lot. Yeah, chemistry is huge.
Yeah,
I mean, especially when you kiss a girl.
Yeah, if she can't kiss, you're done.
That's the sensation.
There's nothing you can do there.
If you're kissing a girl and you don't feel any sensation, and it's just like you're opening your eyes or whatever.
Nah, what he's saying with sensation, if you don't get hard as a guy when you kiss,
if you don't,
the woman
if you don't,
nothing's gonna.
If you don't get a rise, or you just dude, when you're kissing somebody and you have that connection, that feeling, then you're like, okay, but dude, there's plenty of girls I kiss where I'm just like, okay, I wasted my time.
Yeah.
That kiss.
There's nothing, and there's nothing worse than a bad kisser who thinks they're good. Like they're trying to do moves. Or you don't have a move when
someone
you
that thinks they're good in the bed and they're
and they're shit.
Well, that goes back to like you don't want to, like when you first start having sex. You know, you get girls who've never done it and you don't know any better.
No, and that's cool. But what about when you're approaching 30 and you have women who still haven't done it?
Well, then that's somebody else's. I want a girl who's had different experiences. You know,
that
knows what she's doing, knows what she likes.
I think for me, it's not a girl who's a hoe, but
not a hoe, but has experience.
A girl who maybe had a long-term boyfriend in the past, and hopefully they experimented a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Well, typically people experiment with. I don't know. Do you think people experiment more with boyfriends or just random hookups?
I think it depends on the person, but I think women overall are more likely to experiment with a long-term boyfriend than they would be a hookup.
You think because they could?
And I think guys, we're just with the hookup, we're just all in, just lay it out on the table. I don't care.
You think girls do that because it gets boring to a point where they want to try to change it up and add some excitement?
Probably. I think a lot of the sexual frustrations with women are because of the guy.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive about that because he doesn't know what he's doing, or he doesn't know how to please her.
But there's girls that don't know how to please themselves. So
and
I don't know if it's all the guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As a guy, if you don't know how to please your woman, and she doesn't know how to do it herself, you should show her. You should know how to help her out. That's how I feel.
Well, as a guy, you should have a effing clue and know how to make a girl happy.
Yeah. Well, as a guy, you know how to please yourself, and if you don't, then I'll just end it right there. But for your woman, then you should know what she needs. Hopefully. If you don't, then
I guess you're not compatible.
No.
I don't understand these people that stay celibate till they get married and then they.
No.
I don't see how you can do that. The first time you have sex, it's horrible. You're like, really?
Yeah.
How's this work?
Every first time is horrible.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Every first time is awful.
Dude, it's bad, man.
Yeah, it's bad, but it makes for a
But
funny
it's fun.
story.
Yeah, I got, dude. It's
It's natural. With the whole sexuality thing, people are so uptight about it, and it's just natural. We're just human beings.
How long do you think it takes women to get comfortable like with sex?
It depends on the guy. If he's good and he knows what he's doing, it'll be immediately or a little bit after they start dating or having sex or whatever they call it.
Because I've experienced it all with girls who that's all they want, and then girls that could go without it.
Yeah, I don't. To me,
there's girls that push me where I'm just like, you need to chill out. Like,
well, you know what? People that I think go without sex have never experienced good sex. That's what I think. And
you don't think people let their lives consume them?
It's like people with food. They just eat certain foods, and you've never experienced a good meal.
But what if they have and it's just not something you consider good? Because everybody's different though. I don't think it's that black and white. I think there's a gray area.
Taco Bell, or would you rather have a good prime steak?
As long as it's not prime rib. Because if it's prime rib, I'd take Taco Bell.
You know what I'm saying? Just a well-cooked steak, or would you have, $1 taco?
I'd take a well-cooked steak any day.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has their own preferences.
Time. You have to age the steak. You have to season it.
You and your food
analogies.
No,
it's true. They're directly
they are. You're good.
No. So which one would you rather have?
Oh, me, I'd rather have steak any day of the week.
Steak, but you can't get the steak like that. You have
No, I understand. But I'm saying it's different for everybody because some people get consumed with their own lives and the days and what's going on.
I don't buy that. You still know what's going on, or it goes back to that thing where you don't know yourself and you can't identify what's going on with your body or your hormones. If you're just ignoring yourself. Yeah. And there's a lot of people like that are angry and they're so upset and you haven't taken time for yourself. You're not you're not relaxing, you're not eating well, you're not having sex, it's all of that.
Yeah, people that are angry, I don't get angry. I'm not a very angry person.
No.
It's just that doesn't work.
No, it's just I don't know.
I've experienced just different type of women. I'm not compatible sexually with every woman I've ever dated.
I'm compatible sexually with very few women that I've ever met.
Or there's just girls where I'm just like, you know what?
No.
We can hang out.
You're attractive, but no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's where looks don't matter. It's about...
No, it's just compatibility, because I've met girls who were completely opposite of what I wanted, but we were so compatible sexually, and I'm just like, oh shit, now I gotta make a decision what I'm going after.
Are you going for the sex or are you going for the relationship?
Yeah, well, not just the sex, just physically, what am I going for?
Yeah.
So, and that's part of it too, like what are you attracted to physically?
But you have to be attracted to somebody.
Oh yeah, you have to be attracted.
Because you can have great sex with somebody and still not be attracted to them.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds weird, but it's true.
It's true. And people know that. What I have a problem with is when people try to act like they don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's...
You know what you just said there, and people are like, ooh.
Yeah.
No, you understand that.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Yeah. It's not always the best.
Yeah. But we're going to take a little break right now, and we'll return in a minute or so. Have fun.
Enjoy the music.
You can't stop the record because I can't finish it. I can't resume it. No. Hi. Yeah. I can edit those out. Yeah. Just like on YouTube. And we're back from a bathroom break. Not together though.
No, it was separate. A little longer in this one than the first show.
Yeah.
We only stopped for a minute in the first episode. We're starting to learn.
Yeah.
Gotta take a break.
This one's a little longer. Hopefully a little better.
Yeah, our music stopped. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We'll improve that by the third episode.
Yeah, we'll get a handle on that. But what else is going on, Bobby?
Huh?
Anything?
Not really a whole lot.
Yeah.
I want to get people on our website.
Yeah.
I want some more girls to look at.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to do anything with it, but
Yeah.
I want some more people to sign up.
Our site is Affezi.com. It's free. It's up. It's running. It's got a lot of features.
Yeah.
Check it out if you have time. Make an account if you like what you see, and
hey, it's free
from there.
It's free to sign up. It's a brand new website. There's not really a lot of people on there, but it's only been up for a few months. We thought maybe we'd get more people to sign up, but it's okay. It's a brand new website. It has a lot of good features, and we're trying to make it very user friendly, and we want to make it member kind of orientated, where they can dictate what they want on the site.
Yeah, we're open to suggestions, and most of our members are centered in Southern California, but we have a few in Arizona.
Yeah.
You used to live in Arizona, right?
I used to live in Arizona, and then there's a big market. There's a lot of people that go on there, go on the internet and stuff. Maybe it's not like California where people used to do it 10 years ago, but there's a lot of people out there, and the more people that sign up, the merrier.
Yeah.
We want people from all over. I mean, anywhere in the United States. I mean, shit, if you're in Canada and you get on our website, sign up. Who cares?
Yeah, we're going global. It's not just U.S. or statewide. It's everywhere.
It's about tell your friends if you want to meet people in your area, The best thing I could suggest is either start a group for that area and tell as many of your friends as possible, because if those people tell people, they're going to tell people, and you're going to get, a larger audience from your location.
Yeah. And even if they're not in your area, maybe you like to travel, and maybe you like to go to other states or other countries. I mean, that's what it's there for too.
Plus, Southern California, you can't beat the weather.
No.
80s during the winter.
Not at all. How was Arizona when you were there? How was there, a lot of bars, a lot going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of bars if you're down by the college, ASU.
Uh-huh.
Or you go like Old Town Scottsdale.
And what's that? Tempe's?
Tempe, like Mill Avenue.
Yeah.
Or there's Tempe Marketplace. There's a lot of bars. It's a college crowd.
Uh-huh.
It's a wild crowd. I mean, there's more women than you can want in one area. Like it's out of control.
Uh-huh.
But outside of maybe Tempe and Scottsdale, it's a real reserved state. Like a lot of people grow up and they get married young and have a bunch of kids.
Uh-huh.
Arizona's full of a bunch of people when they're 30. They all get divorced, and then and then it's like, okay, now what? You're divorced because you realize when you got married at 20 that you were wet behind the ears and you haven't grown up. Now that you're 30, you're divorced, and it's like, okay, do you want to go to the bars to meet people?
Yeah.
Do you want to go have your kids play or your nephews play on a football team and then go meet a mom who has a kid on the team? I mean, you're getting to the point where it's hard to meet people.
Yeah.
Especially Arizona's a little more spread out than California, because California is very condensed, and everywhere you go, there's a million people.
Yeah.
Arizona, there's a lot of times, like, especially where my brother lives. He lives about 60 miles east of Phoenix. I mean, there's days where he doesn't see anybody. He has to go out to a restaurant or a bar just to get to know people.
Yeah.
It's a real different experience in California.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, when we went to New York in June,
yeah.
You want to talk about that blows California out of the water for the amount of people.
Yeah, amount of people and amount of women.
Yeah. And if you like girls with attitude, New York's the spot.
I don't know. I think LA is more.
You think?
I guess it's kind of added.
Do you like feisty or do you like full themselves?
I like straightforward. I don't like feisty or full of themselves.
Well, straightforward can be conceived as.
I don't know, I think it's more sassy. I like sassy.
See, I like
feisty is just like, to me, that's just you're just insecure and you're just being upset and angry for no reason.
Well, there are girls there are girls that are full of themselves.
Yeah.
Who like to give you an attitude. But like when we were there, we met that one girl who, I don't remember who she was, the hostess at that one restaurant. When I got the shittiest steak. I got a New York strip steak at Times Square, and it was horrible. Does that make any sense at all?
Well, it was a sports bar.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. I don't even remember, dude. If you're ever in Times Square, it's across from the little seating stands area. I don't remember. It's like Southern food, or I don't know what kind of food, but it sucks.
Nah, it was like bar food, man. That's why I didn't eat.
No, I'm gonna bullshit. It was a full-on restaurant. You're kidding me.
Well, no.
I'm gonna look it up. So next show.
It was a full-on restaurant, but they served bar food.
Well, we were sitting in the restaurant. We weren't sitting in the bar.
No, I know, but it's still they still serve bar food.
We were in New York at Times Square, and I got a New York strip steak.
It's Times Square.
It should have been off the charts, but no, you'll only get that in Vegas.
No,
Vegas has good steak.
It's not the same.
No, it's completely different. No, but back to my point. I'm totally off topic. You know that hostess we met?
Yeah.
She's going back and forth talking shit all night.
Oh yeah, that's because she knew you weren't from the area and she liked you.
I mean, was that feistiness or was that sassiness or was that?
Well, don't ask me because she annoyed me.
So. She got annoyed. she got very annoyed.
Me. Yeah.
But New York has that. Maybe they'll go back and forth with you more than LA. LA, they just won't give you the time of day.
No, that's because we're from a different area. If you're from New York, they might not go back and forth. I mean, just like people from New York who come out here, you're more likely to strike up a conversation like, hey, where are you from?
I'm not, because I'll just talk shit.
No,
Like, why are you in California? New York's way better. Not necessarily.
Weather.
Yeah. So you can't beat the weather here. When I moved out of California, I missed it so much, and I wanted to get back so bad.
Well, you were just in the heat, right?
Yeah, but you can't beat California's weather.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but go ahead. I'm totally switching up.
What were you saying about the girl? She was feisty.
She was feisty though. She liked to go back and forth.
Well,
she was argumentative, but in a fun way.
yeah. Yeah.
Like I like a little edge on a girl.
She likes to shoot the breeze.
Yeah, I like an edge. I like a girl I can take to the bar and throw some beers back with. Not like in a guy, like in a manly way.
Yeah,
for her,
but that's the fine line. Is that whether are you my friend, or are you gonna be a little more than my friend? And that's because some,
you can
some
do it in a
people I've
flirty way,
noticed-
though.
Some women I've noticed that take that friend part and they just run with it, and that just leads them into just being a friend. Like, you're never gonna be a girlfriend.
Yeah, but you have to like be flirty about it and drop the hints of, oh, you're hot. Every
Yeah,
once in a
but
while.
some women don't know how to do that. Just like some dudes don't know how to do that. They don't know how to make a move. They're just gonna be your friend.
talk themselves into a corner and be your
Yeah,
friend.
friend zone. I don't know what the friend zone is. but
Yeah,
I've heard about
I'm
it.
not a very good friend zone.
No.
I don't have good enough
No,
relationships with women. I've got one girl that's my friend.
Yeah.
That kind of sounded weird, but
Yeah.
I mean, like Carrie, she's been my friend since high school.
Yeah.
She's a friend because I talk to her like, I mean, it's not like a dick, but I talk to her like I talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, she tells me about her relationships with guys, and I'm like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
but in a friend way, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
A friendly way.
Yeah, but that's about the only friend, but it's never been, like, trying to, like, get in a relationship with her.
Yeah. No.
Like, it's a different friend zone, I guess.
No, I think because both of you understand that it would never,
Yeah.
it would never happen, and even if it did happen, it would never work.
No, absolutely not.
That's what you understand.
I couldn't imagine, like,
But that's a mature adult
relationship.
decision.
Yeah,
You understand it, and you just
You're fine with
let
it.
it be.
yeah.
You don't try to force it. And
I couldn't imagine trying to, like, date a girl and have her just say, oh, I want to be friends. That would be, like, such a bummer.
that would be weird. That doesn't
I'd be like,
work
I'm
out
never
for
going to be
guys.
your friend. Either
No.
we get
No,
together,
we could
or
be
I'm never going to
cool.
talk to you again.
If nothing, because a lot of times something happens, and I'm not buying the whole friend zone thing. Like, you kissed him, or you had sex,
And you
with
weren't
him,
into
something,
it.
and you weren't into it. It wasn't just a friend zone.
You're,
There was no clean.
You're being a friend because you're not either attracted
weren't into
or, yeah.
because you didn't like it, or it wasn't up to your standards. There was something there that led you into that friend position.
Yeah,
It wasn't just magical, like, oh, well, I don't like his demeanor, and we're gonna be friends now.
yeah.
No,
If I'm not into a girl, she's not gonna be my friend. I'll tell you that straight
No,
up.
I mean, we can be friends. It's
We can be
fine.
casual, like every
No,
now and
we
again,
can-
talk on the
We
phone.
can. Nah, I won't even do that. We can talk, but I'm not gonna.
I won't be friends with a girl. I can't do it. If there was ever like a relationship factor, or I kissed her, and that was the premise of me meeting her or getting to know her,
Oh, that's different.
it'll never happen.
That's different. I'm talking
No.
about like people you know.
Yeah. Now, if you get drunk and you do something that you might regret later on,
No, I'm just.
you can go back to being friends.
No.
I don't know. Like if it's
It gets complicated at that point.
not really.
It depends on the situation. I mean, I don't know.
And if you're friends before, and you do something and you're drunk, and it's the greatest excuse. Just
But
get drunk whenever you do
It's
something
just
wrong.
an excuse.
No, but
you wanted to do that before.
well, you can go back to the way you were. Like it could
Yeah, you
settle
can
things where you're
use
like,
that.
okay, that's official.
You can use that as an excuse, but that's what you wanted to do regardless.
Yeah, but if you have a friendship with somebody and then it happens,
Yeah,
and then
it
you go
doesn't
back
just
to being a
happen.
friend.
You just use getting drunk as an excuse.
Exactly. That's the excuse for everything. But then you can go back to being friends and have the same exact relationship.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's a mature adult decision.
Exactly.
You
It's
just-
enjoyable.
You wanted to have sex, or you wanted to make out, or whatever, but alcohol was the excuse.
Well,
it wasn't
when-
the excuse. I mean, you just wanted to do that. Just do it.
Well, alcohol usually brings out how you feel
yeah.
about most things,
Yeah.
whether it's good or bad. Usually bad feelings that you hide, that's why you don't bring them out.
Not me. Usually mine are good.
When you're drunk, you're good.
Yeah. Usually.
Let's think.
I'm
When
a
Jacob
little-
gets drunk.
I'm a little more honest when I'm drunk.